Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. We're going to talk about anxiety and some things that can help. Before we get into that, however, I need y'all to click that subscribe button. You see that red subscribe button below? You know you want to click it. Come on, come join the fam. Also, you're going to want to click that notification bell so you can be told each and every time I post. Vlogmas is almost over. I think I'm going to do every day, but there might be occasional misses. So, you want to click that notification bell so you know when I'm posted. Now, let's get into this. So, anxiety is something that is different for each and every person. It is, however, a little bit more common with girls with Turner syndrome than the normal population. For me, it was kind of a double whammy. I've got family members that have pretty severe anxiety, as well as, all the medical stuff I had to go through can cause anxiety in anybody. So I think that's another part of it too. For a lot of girls, it's not just like social anxiety, it's with all the medical stuff, that's a lot of anxiety. And it doesn't help that because of the differences Turner syndrome can cause, it can kind of set us apart socially. So that can cause some social anxiety stuff. Now, for me, because each person's triggers are different, for my triggers, typically it's large crowds. Like there was one day I went to Walmart and it was Christmas time. So that's another reason I'm talking about it kind of now. It was so busy. It was one of those really, really tough times of year, but we had to go. And I turned onto an aisle, was doing my shopping, and there were people at one end of the aisle, and then I turned to go to the other end to get off the aisle because I was done, and there were more people. People had come on the aisle since I went on. So I was kind of blocked in, and it set my anxiety off. That was like the first time I had had even close to a panic attack. It was awful. Like my breathing got really heavy. I felt very panicky. It was awful. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. So one of the things that I found when I first started feeling these things, I knew it was a panic attack, like I knew it was anxiety, but I didn't know what the root behind the trigger was. Like, okay, I have anxiety about large crowds. Why? What exactly about large crowds is it? Well, one of the situations when I was bullied in middle school involved a large crowd. So I don't feel safe in large crowds. So, for good reason. So, realizing that, I'm able to, okay, I'm in a crowd. I'm okay. I'm not in danger. I'm not in the same situation. And I'm able to breathe more and work through it. So it's getting better. One of the other things, like I think that was the biggest piece. I'd went to a couple of counseling sessions and I hadn't even put the two and two together. And then when the counselor said that, it was like a light bulb. Like, oh yeah, that is why. Like I feel unsafe in crowds. It's not just an anxiety thing. It's I feel unsafe in crowds. So that made it a lot easier to deal with. I was able to, okay, these are normal feelings. A lot of people feel unsafe in crowds, but I'm able to remind myself, you're safe, you're okay, breathe. I've also found grounding exercises like super helpful, like the 5 things you can hear, 4 things you can see, 3 things you can touch, 2 things you can smell, 1 thing you can taste. very helpful. Honestly, the order doesn't really matter. It's the focusing on the number of things. Okay, 5 things I can hear. There's that, and it can distract you. Um, a lot of people think like, "Oh, are you okay? What can I do to help?" is helpful. For me, bringing attention to the fact that I'm having anxiety is worse for me because it's kind of like, I don't want to talk about it in the moment. I'm very open about it. I'm not like ashamed that I have anxiety, but it's having attention brought to it when I'm in the midst of one makes it worse. um, I've found just having somebody that I'm comfortable with, being able to like hold their hand or sit near them is very helpful. When I'm with my husband, I give him a hug. Um, that's pretty calming for me. Uh, it's little things like that, like just finding things that comfort you and understanding your triggers. I think are the biggest help. And like completely understanding, not just realizing what the triggers are, but understanding the why you have those triggers. Um, and like I said, it's helped me tremendously to have that understanding. So, if you had like a light bulb moment like that really helped you with your anxiety, comment down below so that I can see that. That would be really helpful. Thank you. Have a good day. Talk to you guys soon.